Oh my word, it's finally here. Bakkt have actually been given approval. We're back in business. My body is ready. My wallet is ready. My resignation form, if I had a real job, would also be ready. The date of their launch? September 23rd, providing they don't have any more delays for the upteenth time. Now, in case you've been on this rodeo a few times already, generally, the rule of thumb in crypto is buy the rumor, sell the news. When things pump in anticipation, they dump upon release. Now, this isn't the case every time, but it is the case the majority of the time. Will it be the case this time, though? Bitcoin is technically up 10% from a brief period below 10K, needing another, how much percent to get to that all-important resistance level of 12K? Another 15. Not too bad. But it's been one whole year of hype now. Bakkt first announced what they were doing back in August 2018. Wow. But this time, they've officially got the go-ahead, so there is that, but Bitcoin has barely moved. But time will tell. Generally, opinion is this is one of the most bullish things to happen for Bitcoin in a very, very long time, even though the charts don't show it. People were also saying the same thing about the CMEs when they launched in December 2017. We all know how that panned out. Was this the biggest ever confirmation of the saying buy the rumor, sell the news? Quite possibly. I myself, at around this time, conspicuously said nothing about the futures contracts because at the time, I didn't understand futures contracts. Didn't want to talk about something I didn't know, you know? Since then, my naive self understands a little bit better. This time it is different. This time, it's good for Bitcoin. The value proposition is as follows. Yes, it is just a futures contract like the CME, but this time it's done in actual Bitcoin. The reason that's a big deal is because if it becomes quite popular, Bakkt is going to need a lot of Bitcoin to service its clients. A lot of it. Volume is massive on the CME futures, but provides no liquidity through buying and selling on the spot markets at all, and there is no reduced supply for Bitcoin because they don't deal with Bitcoin. So is this the moon ticket?
Let's see about it.
We don't know. It'll be interesting to see how popular it's going to be. We need to see what the volumes are going to be like. We do, however, have a little bit of insight into what we might be able to expect at the institutional level. We have Coinbase's recent announcement. We're seeing $200 to $400 million a week in new crypto deposits come in. Oh, talk dirty to me, Brian. Quite a ridiculous number, $200 to $400 million. Not necessarily all going into Bitcoin though, and we also don't know how much is actually going out per week. Brian is not usually the most trustworthy of individuals. But we do have another report from another big institution that is also backing Bitcoin, known as Grayscale. According to some key takeaways from their recent investment report, Grayscale assets under management nearly tripled from $926 million to $2.7 billion amid digital assets market resurgence. Strongest quarterly inflows since Q2 2018. Inflows nearly doubled quarter over quarter from 42 million to 84 million, demonstrating that the recent rally in digital asset prices is supported by fresh investment. Institutional demand strengthens. This quarter, institutional investors comprised the highest percentage of total demand for Grayscale products, 84%, since we began publishing this report in July 2018. The point I'm trying to make here is that the institutionals' offerings on average, I guess, from what we're seeing, is getting more and more popular over time, which is great. Absolutely, that's what we want to see. So even if Bakkt comes out, totally flops, has minimal volume, then maybe we can reasonably assume that it will pick up over time, just like the CME did. But even if not, right, this is still good for Bitcoin. No, let me explain why. So actually getting regulatory approval is absolutely huge. Something approved by the US government that's beneficial for Bitcoin. Are you serious? This recent approval for Bakkt can ease the barrier of entry for other institutions looking to onboard their wealthy clients. And they can use sexy buzzwords like secure custody service, regulatory approval, and of course, the big juicy one, insurance. Ooh. Whether Bitcoin dumps on the actual launch day or not, I don't know, but it's good for Bitcoin. Anyway, that's my level-headed approach. Obviously, there are still others who would say, Bakkt is the most bullish institutional event in Bitcoin history. I mean, I might agree with that. It's not like there's been a lot of institutions getting it in the first place, so yeah, maybe. Now, I know we've been talking about Bitcoin quite a lot, right? Because there's no point talking about anything else, it seems. But let's see what's going on in the altcoin markets. First up, Ethereum's short-term losses likely to continue. But also, Ethereum's bearish woes may have a deadline on the horizon. XRP could slump further, but also could revisit 76 cents. All taken from the same news article. I didn't even doctor this. This is genuinely what the front page looks like. So I hope this has been very useful to you. But that's the world. But that's the news for crypto. But that's the world of crypto for today. Don't want to drag out this video any longer than it needs to be. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next week.